As race fans, you can see it starting to take shape. One of the most beautiful sights in all of auto racing. Our four-wide salute to you, the race fans, right here at Lucas Oil Speedway. So as they come by, I want you to do me a favor. Can you please rise? Pick out that favorite car, favorite number, favorite driver, give them a big hoop, holler, wave it a send-off, make some noise for the POWRi Wingless Auto Racing Sprint League right here. Preliminary night number 2 of the 13th annual Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial at the Diamond of the Dirt Tracks, Lucas Oil Speedway. Through 1 and out of 2, back straightaway, it's your turn. Pick them out. Hoop, holler, wave, send off, make some noise for the POWRi Wingless Auto Racing Sprint League. One more time, front straightaway. Let's get ready. As the field forms, sending off, salute them in style. Preliminary night number 2 here at Lucas Oil. And now that pace truck gonna pull away. Jesse Hockett entry gonna pull to the infield as well as the field starts to form. And we get ready to go. 25 laps the distance. Scory looking over the field one more time, making sure everybody is exactly where they need to be. Roy, the flagman down there, our air traffic controller. Going to be giving the drivers 1 to go this time by. Pace truck pulling to the infield, getting ready to go. As the lights go down, the field is set. It's time. Batten down the hatches and hold on tight, race fans. This is war. Going green out of 4. Doney, Schutte, Vermillion, Smith, Stelzig, Wagner, Cottle, White, Kahoo, Simon, all in the top 10. Look for green, out of 4. It's waving. We're racing. Night number 2 for the Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial with the POWRi Wingless Auto Racing Sprint League. Out to the early advantage. Going to shoot car number 74 of Xavier Doney. A little bit of smoke there out of the 44 of Wesley Smith. Following in the tire tracks of the 28 of Corey Schutte. Doney, your leader. Vermillion going to sit second. Stelzig, Schutte, Smith, and Colton Cottle all within the mix. The 73 of Samuel Wagner up on the high side as well. Kahoo Jr. Down the back straightaway, Landon Simon. The Boulder Brock Elliott in the mix as well. Everybody chasing a very fast car number 74. The X-Man Xavier Doney. Doney setting the pace. Vermillion in second. Schutte and Stelzig side by side for third and fourth. Throw Wesley Smith into the mix as well. Samuel Wagner riding the extreme high side, lifting that left front into the air as Colton Cottle going to pull to his inside as well. Car hard rollover down the front straightaway, up and over riding 1 of Riley Kreisel as that's going to collect some cars. The 24 of Landon Simon in the mix. It looks like the 38 of Travis Oldfield, the 26 of Zach Clark. As the 91 of Riley Kreisel coming to a stop down on the front straightaway. As soon as I receive word, race fans, I will pass it along to you. A scary moment there for the 91 of Riley Kreisel. As safety officials already on the scene. Looking on the track as 91 of Riley Kreisel coming out of the car. A hard rollover and a scary moment as the 91 of Riley Kreisel out of the car out of Warstall, Missouri. 11 career wins to his credit as it looks like he's kind of going to go over there. And he might be having a word down here on the front straightaway as it looks like Scotty Cook on the scene. Scotty, you're down there. What did you see out down there, my friend?
Well, thank you very much, Alan Staley. A very frightening moment for a past war sprint car champion, Warsaw, Missouri's Riley Kreisel, into the wall and then nowhere to go for the 24 of Landon Simon. A very scary moment. The other 24 going flipping wildly down there in turn number 1. The race car, an absolute heap. Most important, ladies and gentlemen, everyone A-OK. Give them a big round of applause. Riley, a scary moment for you, son. Nowhere to go for Landon. What did you guys talk about?
Nothing. He just apologized for blowing up, which he had nothing to do with, so it's fine. Just had a really good race car. Didn't have a very good heat race there. We were just trying to get everything we could, and it's a shame. I want to win this deal, and it just doesn't look like it's going to happen.
We're glad you're okay, son. Give him a big round of applause, Riley Kreisel and Landon Simon, A-OK. Some very, very heavy left rear damage on the 24 of Simon. Riley Kreisel's race car, an absolute heap. Heartbreak City for night number 2 with the Hockett Memorial for Warsaw's Riley Kreisel. That's a report front straightaway down here, guys. It was shambles. It was scary. And everybody A-OK, most importantly. Back to you.
Thank you down there, Scotty. As you were saying, it was slicing and dicing all over the front straightaway. 91 of Riley Kreisel. That's one more torn up race car. Hate to see that for that car number 91. Out of Warsaw, Missouri, DK Racing, TCA Outdoors on the side, Avantech Dyno Service, Missouri 811, Coors Farm, Dick Meyer Farms, Lisa Sells the Lake.com, Triple X Chassis, a Speedway Racing Engine, the 11-time career POWRi Wingless Auto Racing Sprint League feature winner. Picked up his first POWRi National Midget League win earlier this season up at Central Missouri Speedway. Year 2018, 2019, and 2020. POWRi War Sprint League champion, Riley Kreisel, going off on the hook here tonight. Also up on the hook, car number 24 LCR of the captain, Chris Morgan, down there in turn number 1 and 2. He went for a little bit of a scary ride as well. He's out of Topeka, Kansas. Lanny Carpenter Racing on the side, the Engine Connection Skyline Bar, Source Mix, MRP chassis with an Engine Connection Racing engine. 2 career wins to Chris Morgan's credit, as well as 2 wins for the car owner of Lanny Carpenter. As it looked like also car number 24 of Landon Simon coming to a stop up on the front straightaway wall. He's out of Tip City, Ohio. Landon Simon Racing on the side. East Mountain Transport, Witz Racing, the Hayloft. DRC chassis with the Kistler Racing engine. 5 career wins for the 24 of Landon Simon, year 2017. Wingless Auto Racing Sprint League wildcard champion, the 24 of Simon. Also, it looks like the 87 of Jason Phillips kind of down into the infield. The 26 of Zach Clark taking evasive action as well. And the 38 of Travis Oldfield, as cars slicing and dicing all over the front straightaway. And like Scotty was saying, and nowhere kind of for him to go down on the front chute, as it looks like a little bit of track work going down on the front straightaway now. As I believe Scotty Cook wandering around on the racetrack, and he may have a word with our leader. I think he's down in turn number 4. Scotty?
Thank you, Alan. Yes, indeed, turn 4. This young man we talked earlier has proven he can get around the dime of the dirt tracks of Lucas Oil Speedway, and nothing has changed tonight. The young man out of Odessa, Missouri, Xavier Doney. Great start, son. You're on point and gap in the field, but I say to you, don't let up. You've got company.
All right, that's good to know. Input from outside the car is always a great thing to have, and I'm looking to keep pushing the car. Be patient, but catch lap traffic as fast as I can.
All right, buddy, great job, and we'll be watching. A long way to go, and keep hitting your marks. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, that is your leader, and if you want to stay with us, this cat out of the state of Indiana, he was on fire in his heat race and blistering hot, going fast forward. Blake Vermillion, oh, they're talking to him in the receiver, but Blake Vermillion, I tell you what, he looks like he might have a shot at this thing. The young man setting a quick pace early.
Yeah, he's running really strong right now and got away from me a little bit, so I'm tuning on some shocks a little bit and trying to get back up on him for the rest of this race and see what we can do.
All right, buddy, best of luck. Thanks for spending a second with us.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right, that's Blake Vermillion and your leader, Xavier Doney. A report trackside. A crazy, crazy crash down the front straightaway. Glad everyone is A-OK. And with that, Alan Staley, we'll send it back up topside to you.
Thank you so much down there, Scotty Cook. As kind of a little bit of different drivers from different regions running in amongst the top, as you have Xavier Doney from right here in Odessa, Missouri, and then running second from Greenfield, Indiana, the 73V of Blake Vermillion. Also in the mix out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, that car number 21 of Caleb Stelzik. And then you got 28 of Corey Schutte, the 73 of Samuel Wagner, 44 of Wesley Smith. All amongst the front runners here in the early stages. I believe 3 laps in the books with 22 to go as the red flag conditions continue. Track work continues down on the front straightaway. Kind of looking over into the work area too, seeing if there's any cars in there, as it looks like Landon Simon going to be going towards that direction, I believe. As they're getting ready to hook to the car number 24 of Landon Simon. So the rundown as it sits right now with 3 laps in the books. The 74, Xavier Doney, your leader. 73V of Blake Vermillion sitting second. 21 of Caleb Stelzik running third. The defending POWRi NMMRA champion. Fourth finds the 44 of Wesley Smith. 28 of Corey Schutte running fifth. The 8D of Colton Cottle scored sixth. 73 of Samuel Wagner seventh. 78 of Rob Kahoo Jr. out of Minnesota, the 3-time Upper Midwest Sprint Series champion, scored in the 8th position. 9th finds the 00, the Boulder Brock Elliott, as it looks like car number 87 of Jason Phillips back out onto the racetrack. 26 of Zach Clark will be joining him next. As we continue down the rundown of the field, Brad Wyatt in 10th, Weston Gorham, Paul White, Matt Sherrill, RJ Miller. As then things will kind of get a little bit dicey. Reese Womack, I believe, Jason Phillips, Clark, Blank, and Oldfield rounding out the field currently. As I believe a few of the cars leaving the track. It's been the 91 of Riley Kreisel, the 24 LCR of Chris Morgan, and the 24 of Landon Simon. I don't believe there are any cars over in the work area. However, I may be proved wrong as cars begin to fire off. From red flag conditions back to yellow flag conditions. As the tractor going off the racing surface, you're going to start to form the field one more time behind the 74, the X-Man Xavier Doney. Vermillion, Stelzik, Smith, Schutte, all inside the top 5. Going over some stats here real quick in my head. 45 sanctioned POWRi feature wins amongst the top 5 competitors right now. Corey Schutte, rounding out the top 5, has 10 feature wins. The 44 of Wesley Smith, 12 career wins here with POWRi Wingless Auto Racing Sprint League. The 74 of Xavier Doney, 4 career wins. And that car number 21 of Caleb Stelzik out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, 19 career wins for the POWRi NMRA series out in the desert. He's your 2022 New Mexico Motor Racing Association champion, as well as the 2021 Rookie of the Year. And this season alone, that car number 21 of Stelzik has seen 9 feature wins, 12 top 5s, 14 top 10s in just his 18 feature starts. So Stelzik batting about 50% in feature wins for the season. As the lights go down, the field's set. We're looking for green flag conditions coming out of turn number 4. Doney setting the pace. Vermillion, Stelzig, Smith, Schutte, Cottle, Wagner, Kahoo, Elliott, Wyatt, the top 10. Looking for green, out of 4. Back to green flag conditions here at Lucas Oil Speedway. That's 74, Xavier Doney protecting the lead. 73B of Blake Vermillion right there on the inside. The 44 of Wesley Smith riding the rim, high side hustling. He's going to get around the 21 of Caleb Stelzig. Stelzig's going to hold the 28 of Schutte at bay, and here comes the 73, Samuel Wagner. Wagner, kind of the first driver to step, top shelf hustling on both sides of the track. Smith, he's going to test the waters up on the high side of turns number 1 and 2, taking over the runner-up position. Wesley Smith now up to second. It's going to be Xavier Doney, Wesley Smith, Blake Vermillion, Caleb Stelzig, Samuel Wagner, Corey Schutte, Colton Cottle, Rob Kahoo Jr., Brock Elliott, and Brad Wyatt still scored inside the top 10. 6 laps down, this time by Doney with a 1.286 second advantage over car number 44 of Wesley Smith. Smith starting to separate himself ever so slightly from that car number 73B of Blake Vermillion, who's riding around in the 3rd spot, and he has company. 21, Caleb Stelzig, 73, Samuel Wagner, and the 28 of Corey Schutte, all within striking distance. Throw the AC of Colton Cottle in the mix as well, as Rob Kahoo Jr. holding steady. Brad Wyatt rounding out the top 10 laps, continuing to tick away. 8 laps in the books, this time by with our leader, Xavier Doney, 1.524 second advantage, as we may be dealing with lap traffic here momentarily. 44, Wesley Smith, he's been putting down just a little bit of a smoke screen lap after lap. Let's hope that's nothing too detrimental as laps continue to tick away. 9 laps now, going to be coming up on lap number 10, this time by, as we're bearing down on the back markers of lap traffic momentarily. Side by side for 3rd and 4th. The 73B of Blake Vermillion has it. The regular 73, Samuel Wagner, wants it. Corey Schutte going to move back up into the 5th spot of Caleb Stelzig, moves back to 6th. Colton Cottle to 7th. Rob Kahoo Jr., Weston Gorham, Brad Wyatt, Matt Sherrill, Paul White, Brock Elliott, R.J. Miller, and Jason Phillips all inside the top 15. Samuel Wagner now, he's going to move up into the 3rd spot. Schutte to 4th, Vermillion back to 5th as Stelzig is right there on his back bumper coming out of turn number 4. Lap traffic all amongst it for that car number 74 of Xavier Doney. He's going to get around the 87 of Jason Phillips, as well as the 38 of Travis Oldfield. Setting his sights on that car number 75 of Tyler Blank, who is right in front of our leader. This is exactly what the 44 of Wesley Smith wants to see. The leader cannot get past the lap traffic of the 75 of Tyler Blank as Smith starts to reel him in. Rounding out the podium, the 73 of the Hammer, Samuel Wagner, and he's got company. Car number 28 of Corey Schutte is within a half a car length as they go into turns number 1 and 2. Schutte going to bear down as problems for the 44 of Wesley Smith going down the back straightaway. Car just expires, and he's going to pull it up to the high side and stop at the entrance of turn number 3. The engine finally expires as the 44 of Smith crawling out of the car. A tough break for the Nixa, Missouri wheelman. As unfortunate as it is to say, he did say in his heat race winning interview, I'm going to run it till she blows. And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, as 44 of Wesley Smith up on the high side. And as you were pointing, Brian, that before that pace truck came in there, I couldn't quite tell, same as you, if that was oil leaking out from underneath the car or if there was a piece of metal or something stuck in it as well. But as kind of looking over there, it looks like Scotty Cook, you're kind of over there up on the high side of turn number 3. Let's see if we can reach you. Scotty, what do you got for me?
Yeah, thank you, Alan. Well, you told us during the heat race you were going to run it till it puked. It just puked.
Yeah, I was hoping we couldn't get 10 more laps out of it, and we wouldn't have ran tomorrow, but at least we could have put on a show tonight. Maybe in traffic we could have had something for Doney, but he's got this thing locked down pretty good tonight. Good luck to everybody for the rest of the race. Thanks, CarQuest, and everybody who helped me get here. And, well, everybody have a good weekend.
Thanks for spending a second with us. A familiar smile on his face. A well-deserved round of applause. He had her rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Wesley Smith out of Nixa, Missouri. The motor up in smoke. His night is over.
Thank you over there, Scotty. And like you said, probably not a better competitor. Just a smile on his face. Outstanding sportsman. Just all-around good guy, Wesley Smith in that car, number 44 out of Billings, Missouri. And I tell you what, race fans, if you want some good quality entertainment, go check out his YouTube page, Wesley Smith Racing on YouTube. He has in-car camera footage, and he kind of breaks down how the racing event happens week by week. So go check out that Wesley Smith Racing on YouTube. Helm Racing on the side, CarQuest Auto Parts, All Metal Recycling, Advanced Professionals, DRC chassis with a Westmar Racing engine. 12 career feature wins in that car, number 44 for Wesley Smith. And dating back, kind of going back to, I believe, 2018, actually he has 3 POWRi West Midget wins. Here in 2023, 1 win, 13 top 5, 16 top 10s, and 26 season starts for the 44 of Wesley Smith. Was running in the second position, starting to kind of cut into the lead ever so slightly, but Xavier Doney already extended it 2.5 second advantage over Wesley Smith before the caution comes out. But it's all for naught because we get them bunched back up and ready to go. 14 laps in the books. If math serves me right, now this may take me a minute, 11 laps remain. And from red flag conditions to yellow flag conditions out here on the racing surface, cars being instructed, if you got some behind you, go ahead, push, let's get them refired and ready to go. 11 laps remain. Here, preliminary night number 2 of the 13th annual Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial. We're at the Diamond of the Dirt Tracks at Lucas Oil Speedway. The POWRi Wingless Auto Racing Sprint League. So kind of looking over the field, if we could get a shot of car number 73 of Samuel Wagner in that car number 73, I believe he's running, going to be scored now in the runner-up position. I believe Wagner may have a flat right rear tire on that car number 73. We'll have to see as he comes by the front straightaway here. It doesn't quite look up to... We got a good shot of him, see as he comes around turn number 3 and 4, kind of need a different profile of it. Right rear tire, I believe, as I don't think there's a whole lot of air left in that one. As we're racking, stacking, reloading, getting ready to go. 14 laps in the books. He may be trying to get it to go back out and expand while it gets back under speed. As back out onto the racetrack, I believe car number 38 of Travis Oldfield making the repairs over in the work area. As I believe Wagner now has been instructed, or the team has let him know, as he may be going over to the work area. He's being instructed over. The receiver crew is waiting for him over in the work area. The 73 of Samuel Wagner going to the work area. In that car, number 73, out of Lone Jack, Missouri, part of Wagner Boys Racing Stable, KC Platinum Contractor, Jesse Hockett Racing, SNS Electrical, Osage Mini Mart, Maxim Chassis with an on-odd racing engine. And you see the crews going to work over in the work area as the clock is started. He has 60 seconds from the time that the clock starts to get the repairs made and get back into position to be fired off on the racing surface, because our field is set and tick, tick, tick. That clock is going. Kind of looking here live on start to finish in Racing Dirt, and I count no more than 4 or 5 different teams kind of over there trying to assist the 73 of the Hammer, Samuel Wagner, changing that right rear tire. As we have hit the halfway mark on our timer, 30 seconds remain. 30 seconds left for Samuel Wagner. I can see movement. Here comes the 73. Repairs have been made. Wagner coming back out onto the track. He's going to get that car fired, tag it to the rear of the field. So great job by the crews over there in the work area. Repairs made. Wagner back out onto the track, and it should be fun to watch him come back towards the front of the field. So the front of the field changing a little bit. Schutte shuffled up now to the runner-up position. 73 V Blake Vermillion, Stelzig to 4th. Colton Cottle rounding out the top 5 as the lights go down. The field is set. 11 laps remain, 14 in the book. Doney firing us off of 4. Good start by Xavier Doney, but that 28 of Corey Schutte was not fooled in his tire tracks up on the high side. Both drivers separating from the field. Vermillion running 3rd, and he's got company. The 21 of Caleb Stelzig in the mix. Schutte now going to slice down to the inside. Drag race down the front straightaway. New leader at the line, the 28 of Corey Schutte, but Doney back to the inside. A little slide job off of 2. Schutte going to cross him back over down the back straightaway. Schutte at the point. Doney back to the inside. Let it drift up on the high side. Exit of 4. It looks like Lowline has the momentum. Doney back to the lead. Schutte going to follow in his tire tracks as Stelzig going to put a slider on the 73V. Oh, Blake Vermillion. Vermillion crosses him over. Drag racing side by side for 3rd and 4th. Throw Colton Cottle in the mix as well as he's rounding out the top 5. Everybody still chasing Xavier Doney. Corey Schutte, leader of 1 lap so far, sitting right there in 2nd. Stelzig running 3rd, Vermillion 4th, as here comes Colton Cottle, going to look to the inside. Matt Sherrill in that car, number 15, from the B feature, and he is all the way up to 4th. Keep an eye on this car, number 15 of Matt Sherrill, as that Chip Graham Motorsports car is hustling to the front of the field. Laps continuing to tick away. 6 laps remain this time by. It's Xavier Doney, Corey Schutte way out front on the field. Caleb Stelzig running 3rd. Blake Vermillion still in 4th. Matt Sherrill all the way up to round out the top 5. He may not be done. Colton Cottle to 6th. Weston Gorham, Rob Cahoon Jr., Paul White, Brad Wyatt, all in the top 10. R.J. Miller, Tyler Blank, Samuel Wagner, Brock Elliott, Zach Clark, Jason Billups, and Travis Oldfield is the field. 21 laps down this time by. Doney going to change up his line a little bit. He's going to go to the low side as Schutte going to gain a bunch of speed down the back straightaway. Xavier Doney down to the low side. Corey Schutte up on the high line looking at 3 laps remain this time by. Something amiss with the 74 of Xavier Doney as he's down on the low line, losing some speed, and he's going to pull it down into the infield. I believe the tire expires on Doney as he pulls it to a stop on the back straightaway. The 74 of Xavier Doney stopping on the back straightaway. Caution flag waves. 23 laps in the books. As I'm kind of looking over the car, I don't see a tire flat or anything, as I thought something came off the car before he went into turn number 1, but I'm not quite sure. As I'm kind of looking across the car, trying to see that right rear on the 74 of Xavier Doney. A big chunk missing. It looks like kind of a little bit of delamination there on that car number 74 of Xavier Doney on the right rear. Part of Donnie Lawson Racing. Design Source Flooring on the side. Mohawk, Motorhaven, Engineered Floors, JD Lawson Media. The Schnee Lawson Chassis, Stanton Racing Engine. 2 wins on the season. 10 top 5s, 17 top 10s in his 30 seasonal starts. 74 of Xavier Doney off the racing surface. As the 28, Corey Schutte, going to be our leader. The 21 of Caleb Stelzik sitting second. How about the 15 of Matt Sherrill? Coming from the B main all the way up into the now 3rd position. He started 19th on the field, moving up into 3rd. '73V of Vermillion running 4th. How about Rob Cahoon Jr. and car number 78 rounding out the top 5. Colton Cottle holding steady in 6th. Weston Gorham, Paul White, Brad Wyatt, RJ Miller. As the 74, Xavier Doney back out onto the racetrack. It looks like repairs have been made over in the work area. Gets the car refired, tags it to the rear of the field. As the lights go down and the field is set. 28 of Corey Schutte going to set the pace down the back straightaway. 22 laps in the books. 3 to go. Schutte, Stelzik, Sherrill, the top 3. Vermillion, Cahoon, Cottle, Gorham, White, Wyatt, Miller, the top 10, looking for green, out of 4. Schutte playing a little bit of waiting game. He's going to separate himself from the field. Stelzik kind of fooled on the restart. Matt Sherrill is, hard rollover, cars up and into each other. Red flag conditions out onto the racetrack. Xavier Doney involved. I believe the 41 of Brad Wyatt is involved. Steering wheel's already out of the car. Everybody going for the same bit of real estate as they entered into turns number 1 and 2 on this restart. Doney with nowhere to go up on the high side. And as soon as I receive word, race fans, I will pass it along to you. It looks like car number 1P of Paul White, the 00 of Brock Elliott, the 74 of Xavier Doney, all in the books. And I believe Scotty Cook is over there in turns number 1 and 2. Scotty?
Yeah, thank you very much. A tough break late in the race. Waco, Texas, Paul White, a very established veteran driver, out of the car and A-OK. Give him a big round of applause, folks, as well as everyone else is out of the car and A-OK, man. It sucks to go out like that. Tell me about it, Paul.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened right there in front of me. A couple of them got together and just turned around, and I'm already committed in there and just kind of sliding right up in there, and it just hit at the wrong angle and tore some stuff up, it looks like.
I'm trying to take a peek. Did it tear it up bad enough to see you back tomorrow night?
I hadn't looked at it yet, but, we got some parts. We'll see what happens.
Thanks for being here in the Show Me State. We're so glad to have you. Glad you're all right.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Waco, Texas, Paul White out of the car and A-OK. Everyone else is A-OK as well. Odessa, Missouri, Xavier Doney. His helmet just came off, ladies and gentlemen. And do me a favor, give this young man out of Odessa a big round of applause for entertaining you fans tonight. Boy, it was fun for a while. And then you had to go pit side for a repair, and then all hell breaks loose. I'm glad you're okay. Tell me what happened.
I just think I was having the same problem as basically everyone else. Hoosier Tires just letting go, not even driving the car too hard, and tire goes, had to get it replaced, and then just stuck behind a bunch of people wanting to crash each other for 2 spots. So had nowhere to go, and we'll be back tomorrow.
I know the folks in the grandstands are so thrilled with the show that you put on. You had a hell of a go out front. Tell us about it.
It was fun for a while. Had a good race with Corey going. Top was starting to go away on exit, and I didn't really know where he was running. I was told he was getting a little diamond line coming out of 4, which is pretty typical of here. I just haven't figured it out yet. I don't know what else to say. We'll be back tomorrow.
Thanks for a second, buddy. I appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Let him have a big round of applause, folks. Xavier Doney out of the car and A-OK. The 00 of Brock Elliott involved as well. A little bit of damage on the front end. Outside of a bent bumper and maybe a tweaked radius rod. We'll see. It looks as though Brock Elliott might be able to rejoin the field. We shall see. He's going to have his handful wrangling that car in for these last 3 laps if he chooses to take the green. Other than that, Paul White and Xavier Doney, A-OK, as we mentioned, going off the racetrack on the hook. Their night is over. Alan Staley, that's a report. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Scotty Cook, as you're going from turn 4 to turn 1, just all over the racetrack down there on the infield. Outstanding job, as always, as the carnage continues to get clear. We were kind of taking a look at a little bit of a replay here on Racing Dirt start to finish, as it looked like the accident was actually starting several positions forward, as Stelzic kind of had them bunched up on the restart, and then all drivers going down into the low line into turns number 1 and 2. And it looks like Weston Gorham kind of loaded it up on the inside, contact with Kahoo, and then nowhere for Paul White to go. Over Paul White goes, and then Gorham able to keep it going, but Brock Elliott turning his car around to avoid contact. Nowhere for Doney to go up on the high side, and it goes over, and a hard rollover on that car number 74. But the Sinead Lawson chassis holding up, safety equipment doing his job, all drivers able to walk away. So from red flag conditions back to yellow flag conditions here at Lucas Oil Speedway, as we're going to try to do it again. 3 laps remain in our 25-lap feature event. As we're looking at a single file restart here, 22 laps in the books. Corey Schutte, our leader. Caleb Stelzic scored second. Vermillion. Matt Sherrill in car number 15. How about the run Matt Sherrill's having? From the semi-feature, started 19th on the field, all the way up into that 3rd spot in that car number 15 as Sherrill out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, driving for Chip Graham Motorsports, bodies by Culver Motorsports, CGR, Finish Line Graphics, J&J with a Graham 357 racing engine, 8 POWRi West Midget League wins, 2 top 5s on the season, 4 top 10s, and 9 season starts for that car number 15 of Matt Sherrill. Sherrill, the most positions gained on the event so far, advancing 15 spots. Other movers and shakers include R.J. Miller advancing 10 spots, Weston Gorham up 7, Jason Phillips up 6, Zachary Clark up 5, Tyler Blank 4, Rob Kahoo up 3, Brad Wyatt up 3, Caleb Stelzig advancing 2, and Travis Oldfield moving up 1 spot so far throughout the feature. Lap leaders include Xavier Doney, leader of 19 laps, and Corey Schutte taking over the lead. Back out onto the racetracks comes that car number 00. It's the Boulder, Brock Elliott out of California, Missouri. Elliott Family Racing. Coltrane Energy on the side as car doesn't think it's up to standards. He's going to pull it down into the infield, as I believe driver's going to be getting the one to go signal this next time by. So it's going to be Corey Schutte, Caleb Stelzig, Matt Sherrill, Blake Vermillion, Rob Kahoo Jr., Colton Cottle, Weston Gorham, Brad Wyatt, R.J. Miller, Tyler Blank, Samuel Wagner, Zachary Clark, Jason Phillips, Travis Oldfield, rounding out the drivers out on the track. As the lights go down, the field is set. 22 laps in the books. 3 laps remain. Our 2023 Non-Wing Nationals champion, Corey Schutte, out front, setting the pace in the new Patriot Racing engine. Looking for green out of 4. Schutte, Stelzig, Sherrill. Green flag will wave. Good start by the car number 28 of Corey Schutte. Him and the 21 of Caleb Stelzig able to separate from the rest of the field as Vermillion going to look to the low line on the 15 of Sherrill. He's going to gain some ground down the back straightaway. Rob Kahoo Jr. and the AD of Colton Cottle side by side out of turn number 4. 2 more times around as Matt Sherrill going to pull wheel to wheel with the 21 of Caleb Stelzig. Stelzig going to shut the door, exit of 2, as 2 drivers going to dip down to the inside and walk right through. Stelzig back to 4th. White flag waving out of turn 4 for the 28 of Corey Schutte. It's Schutte, Sherrill, and Vermillion. Stelzig back to 4th. Rob Kahoo Jr. rounded out the top 5. Brad Wyatt in the mix. Here comes Colton Cottle up on the high side as he's down the back chute. Slinging it sideways one last time, through 3 and out of 4. It's going to be car number 28, Corey Schutte, feature winner here tonight, night number 2 of the Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial. Second place goes to the car number 15 of Matt Sherrill. Third place, that's 73B of Blake Vermillion. Fourth place, going up in a blaze of glory, car number 21 of Caleb Stelzig. And rounding out the top 5, the 78 of Rob Kahoo Jr. Brad Wyatt, Colton Cottle, Weston Gorham, R.J. Miller, Tyler Blank, unofficially rounding out the top 10.